Hey church, what's up? How you doing? This is your boy Rick Matsoko Terry here, host of the show Many Meditations. Just making a little video. Just this thing's been on my mind for a while, and I've been thinking about you guys. Thinking about the church and social media. Why your church needs to be on social media, and really kind of a few things of what you need to have in mind as you hit that social media so well. I find that our churches are lagging well behind. They're lagging well behind the world in our use of social media, our understanding of what social media is, how it can help, and what it really can do. Or we end up trying a few too many things and doing things maybe the wrong way, and our social media ends up running away with us, and we end up with more of a headache with our social media rather than actually something that's going to help our ministry. So if you're in ministry, you're in church, you're a church leader or anything, you really need to just take a look, and listen for the next couple of minutes. I want to just encourage you on what you do. Social media, all it is a platform that can help you get that message, that amazing message of Jesus Christ that we all have out to the world. Personally, I'm always talking to, I talk to business people and ministry people, but mainly I do my videos for business people. So sometimes my heart really goes out when I see my ministry brothers and sisters kind of just, getting it totally wrong, or, being too afraid of it to even go for it. After all, guys, God created social media. No matter what it's being used by other people for, the one who put these ideas in men is our God. So we need to be at the forefront of what God is doing and take it by the scruff of the neck. Remember, these are the last days. The kingdom suffers violence, and the violent take it by force. You need to be a little bit more forceful in how you attack things like this when they come out, and they're only going to come out more and more. God is only doing bigger and bigger things in these last days. So I want to encourage you to go out and take social media. So in that respect, I want to just give you a few advantages of really what it would help you if you have a solid social media strategy, either for your church, for you as a ministry by yourself, or whatever, however you use, or even if you're a Christian and you have a business. They are really some advantages to having. Okay, number one, social media is a large evangelistic tool. We are called to go out to the world. The world is on social media, especially different people as well. It's not even just the young people. Older people are on they're on different media. Facebook's reach is so big for even 50, 60-year-old people that you can't ignore it anymore. This is where the people are. So if you're going to go, therefore, to all the nations, this is where the nations are, social media. The second thing is social media allows you to engage with different age groups of people in your congregation. So, what we have is, social media has segmented a lot. So, now more than ever, our kids are on different places than us. Kids will be kids. They don't want to be caught on the same kind of place with their parents, just like, they don't want to be caught hanging out with their parents. So, for our children, they live on different things. They're on Snapchat and Musical.ly. For our teenagers, they're on other things. They're on Snapchat, they're on Instagram, and, our adults are on different things, So if you're wanting to reach these people in different ways, if you want to reach these different age groups, you've got to have a social media strategy for that. Is your church on Snapchat? That's the question. Or have you just promised yourself, oh no, I'll never do Snapchat. That's where they send those sexting pictures. No. Don't allow lies and anxiety to, prevent you from reaching the young people of your church. I'm an old man and I'm on Snapchat. And I love that. I'm always on there. I'm just enjoying it. Every day I'm logging on and I'm checking out the stories of my people. Right, so number three, advantage of having a solid social media strategy for your church or ministry is that you can create an online community. one of the main things about church is that church is a community. And what you can do with your social media, especially if you strategize it right, is you can create a community that mirrors the community that you have in your church already. You can create a community of people who are, getting, more in touch with each other. Remember, life is busier in the 21st century. People just, I know many churches that struggle to reach their people, even to let them know about the events that are happening. So when you have a community and you've got people really, really just engaging, and whether they're at work or whether they're whatever, they're logging on and they're checking out what's happening with their community, there's a sense of belonging that happens. And this is something that's really important. It's an advantage of having a solid social media strategy. Number 4, social media is a great megaphone for who your particular church is. I really believe that each church, all the different churches around the world, have their own particular part that they play and the role that they play. Just as a global body of Christ, we all have different parts. I think each church has its own kind of flavor, its own message. That's why we all go to different churches. So social media is a great, very low-cost way for your city, for people around you to know who God has crafted you to be as a church. There's so many people who are looking for different churches, and they don't know. They just don't know. Maybe you guys are the church that is such a worship haven in your city, and you need your people to know that. Social media is a great megaphone for you to put it out there. Perhaps you guys, as your church, you're great at addressing the social needs of your city, feeding the poor and going out and doing things for the homeless. There are so many people who would want to know that. There are so many people who would love to engage with that. And while you're keeping it in your 4 walls, they'll never know. So you need to go out there and use social media as a megaphone and create a strategy that gets your message out there. And lastly, social media is a gateway for us to really, as a church, keep in line and keep in step with what God is doing in the last days. This part we're in right now, with the church kind of scared of social media and saying, only bad things are happening on social media. It reminds me of, back in the 50s, because I was there, obviously not. But in the 50s, when the television came out, many Christians were like, "Oh, this is the work of the devil, the television, it's the work of the devil. No, get it away from us." Until somebody said, maybe we can preach the gospel on this thing. Maybe we can preach the gospel. And, they realized that the idea for the television actually came from God in the first place. And they went out and they started to get... But unfortunately, the world had taken up all the variable real estate. And so the church wasn't first on there. So they didn't land grab and, be able to take the attention of people for the television. With social media, we have a chance to go in, do it, try it, work it, make mistakes. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. You're not going to die, if you make a mistake on your Instagram account and, no one's going to die, but you got to try it because the world is only going to change. It's going to change more. Virtual reality is coming, AR is coming, augmented reality is coming. Different things are happening. Pokemon Go is not a fad. Things are only going to go in that direction. So, by doing things on social media, you're going to, allow your team and your church to be a lot more, wary and understanding of technology, so that you can then really, really hit it when the next thing comes out, keeping in step with what God's doing. So, in conclusion, what I'd say with this, guys, is, those are the 5 kind of advantages I was thinking about on, having a solid social media strategy. If you really, really kind of want to get it done, I'd say concentrate on just 2 things. It's about faith and works, right? Faith without works is dead. Faith, just take a look at the big picture. What is God doing in us as the church in these last days? Remember, we're supposed to be salt, guys. We're supposed to be salt to the earth. If the earth is decaying and we're just there, we're useless. But on the other hand, there is the actual works. We need to find, real practical ways of getting in there creating content and curating good content, distributing that content, and engaging with people on social media. This is the three things, really the three actions that are just really, really important with social media. Your content, create it and curate it. Your distribution, distribute that content to people. Go out and find where people are and distribute the content. And lastly, engage those people, because once you start putting out content, people are going to reach out, and you need to have somebody there, kind of to answer the phone, so to speak, and really catch it when they come. So I hope this has helped you, and you're gonna take some of these tips and really take on social media for your ministry, because God is just waiting to see what you're gonna do with it. I'll see you later, guys. Bye.